Hey y'all, can you guess what I'm making today? That's right, I'm making a Minnie Mouse cake with rosettes, and it'll be perfect for you to do, so follow along. I am gonna start with my cake, filling, and then crumb coating. I just put a good amount of buttercream in the middle, and I'll smooth this out. I'll take a top layer, flip it upside down, and then I will crumb coat. So I'll take some buttercream and just do a really thin layer all over my cake. And then my cake has set out for a little bit, so it's kind of starting to defrost. So there's a lot of crumbs in the outside, but I just ran out of my white buttercream, which is perfect because if anything sees through, we want to see pink. So I'm just gonna pipe a little bit of pink where I still need some crumb coat, and then smooth this out as well. All right, I am gonna stick this in the fridge to chill, and we'll move on to make our ears and bow. For my ears, I just have some black fondant that I'm gonna roll out, but keep pretty thick. So I'm gonna roll it until it's like half the height of my finger. And then I have a circle cutter that I am just going cut out one big circle, and then I'll scoot this to the side and re-roll this out to make my other ear. And then I will just set these aside to dry while I move on to my bow. So I have some white fondant that I am going to color pink. I put gloves on because I don't want to mess up my nails, but I'm gonna go ahead and add our pink. Okay, I am just gonna roll my fondant out in a long strip. I rolled my fondant out in a long strip, and now I'm just cutting the width to how tall I want my bow to be. So however tall I cut this is how tall my bow is gonna stand. And then I will cut a little bit off of the end to save for the middle, like so. And then for the bow, I will start by finding the middle of my fondant, and I'm just gonna bring this in. So I'm gonna fold up in the middle and then bring each side in. Just like this, and then I'll pinch. When you pinch it, it should stay together. And then when I come in, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna bring up in the middle and then bring the two sides up as well. And I'll pinch here. And then I just have a paper towel that I'm gonna roll up and stick in between here and do both sides. So again, I'll take the middle up and then bring the two outsides up and pinch to stick it. And then I'll take my paper towel and put it on both sides. And then when it comes to the middle, I'll pinch this together. So then you have the start of your bow, and this is when your other piece comes in handy. I'm gonna roll this one out just a little bit thinner and then cut it straight again. And then for this, I'm gonna do kind of the same thing. I'm gonna flip it over, but I'm gonna bring just the corner and the sides in. So I'm just gonna fold this over just a little bit so that it rounds out my edge. And I'm gonna turn it around and do the same thing to this side. And then when I fold it over, I wanna bring in the middle just a little bit, and it'll all kind of lay. And then in the middle of my bow, I just have some piping gel that I'm gonna cover the middle, and then I will take this part and just drape it over, kind of tucking behind, and I'll flip this over, put piping gel on the back, and bring both of these in. And they'll stick. And then you have the perfect little bow. Now it is time to decorate. So I have 3 different shades of pink, darkest to lightest, and all of them are fitted with a 1M tip. So I've shown y'all how to do this before, which is just rosettes. So I'm gonna do rosettes from the bottom up. So I'm gonna start in the middle, go around, get to the outside and stop. And then I'll do the next one right beside it. Go around, get to the outside and stop until I go all the way around my cake. Now that my first layer is done, I'm gonna go back with my slightly lighter pink and go in between where I piped before. So starting in the middle and going out, and just going all the way around. And then for the top layer, I will go in with my lightest pink and do the same thing. I am just gonna cut off a little bit of the bottom of my ears so that when I put my toothpicks in them, they will stand up on my cake. And then once the ends are cut off, I'm just gonna put a few toothpicks in the bottom. And then once my toothpicks are in, I am just gonna go like 2/3 of the way back and slide my ears in. And then I can take my bow after it's dry and sit it right in front. And then you have a really cute Minnie Mouse cake. Now that my cake is all finished, we have all decided that my ears are too small. So part of cake decorating is taking off and redoing. So I'm gonna take these off and do them the exact same way, just make them a little bit bigger. All right, y'all, you guys have already seen the finished product, but I remade the ears and they need time to dry. So I'm gonna set this aside and move on to my other cakes for you guys, but I'll make sure to put a picture at the end of this video so you see them with the big ears. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell so we can change the world one cake at a time. Bye.